We are. Okay, so for the recording, what happened is I forgot to hit record, and Jim was able to actually say, "Hey, Kelly, you are not recording." So, so it is now being recorded. And we just started a little poll asking, how did it go? How did everything go after class one? I love that absolutely we're at that place where very few people were like, yeah, I kind of slacked. Didn't do much. And that's okay. If you slack, you slack. This one says, I just joined. So I'm going to catch up. About five people said that. And I have to read the results because this does not show up in the recording. So I'm going to end the poll here and share the results so that you can see while I'm talking. Um, Six people caught so many old patterns. Six people said, saw how I keep myself in lack. Number three, struggle to hold my assumption. I'm sorry, three people. Five people held my assumptions at time and at times not so good. Three people said really work to change my words and beliefs. And five was as a person I grew and realized it's not showing me the full question, but basically I grew. And two people said I rocked it. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, so I'm just going to admit someone. Hello, Renee. Thanks for joining us. So let's keep going. Last time we talked about how manifesting, everything is energy. Everything is energy. We talked about how inside of our bodies, we break down into little teeny tiny photons, little points of light called photons. All of those little points of light that you break down into have your conscious thought in each and every one of them. So if a hippie comes up to you and is like, "Oh my God, you're like such a light being," you can be like, "Yes, I am. Scientifically, I am. Thank you very much. They're called photons." Anyway, so you are. But what happens is that so is everything else in this entire existence. So because everything in this experience are little photons or little points of light, what that means is that you are influencing everything in this world, everything. Okay. You are influencing how things show up for you. So, what you feel inside of you is constantly programming this world. It's talking to all the little other points of light. You know, every person, everything that is showing up in your life is showing up because basically you are programming it. To learn more about that, go back to class one because it's going to give you some details on that. But please know you are programming this world. We're going to talk about a couple other things then. Before we get into the new stuff, I want you to think about this. A little review from last time. If your little biophotons inside of you carry your conscious thought and they can't be contained, you're splashing them onto everyone. And it doesn't matter if you're in the same room, it could be across the country, it could be across the world. And if you're thinking of them, they feel you. Okay, they will get your information whether they know it or not. If they're not aware, they're not going to know it. But I will tell you, someone on this call, Charlize, thought of me at one time, and I got the psychic call, and we hadn't talked for 5 years. And I text her, "Hey, how are you?" And she's like, "Oh my God, I just wrote your name down." There's a reason because because my biophotons talk to her biophotons talk to my biophotons. That's just the way it is. Okay. So everything then that comes out of your mouth is being manifested because what you believe and what you say and how you're programming this world is coming from your inner beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings about who you are. And every time you speak something, your biophotons are going splash into the world. Life sucks. Well, guess what? Life sucks. There you go. I'm never going to get that. Well, there you go. You just created that. Okay. How'd that work for you? Well, I didn't get it. Well, you're darn right you didn't. Okay. You're creating a reality with everything you say. And this isn't, frou frou la la mystical. This is science. The other thing we talked about last time is how you have got these great intentions that you have created. And what happens is that we put these beautiful, great intentions out into the world by creating a vision board for what we want, or we might have mantras or intentions. We might meditate and put it out there. And then what happens is that if we go into the old patterns of thought and belief and lack and saying negative things, all you're doing is digging up the beautiful seed that you planted for manifestation. Don't dig up your seed, people. Don't do it. We also talked last time about this perspective. It's huge. The old picture machines where you've got a reel of film and there's a light that shines behind the film and it projects out onto a screen what's on the film. You are the film. There's a light behind you. The light behind you is projecting out into the world who you are, who you believe you are, your resentments, your word, your pain, your everything. Imagine you're just basically telling the world who you are, and everything out in the world is responding accordingly. So, we're going to talk a little bit more about science here. Guys, everything in life is energy. Everything. There's something that is called the double slit experiment. Okay, this is a scientific experiment that was done where it has to do, and if you want to know a little bit more about that, we can talk a little bit more about that if you have questions. But I'm going to explain. It's an experiment where scientists were trying to prove that matter is physical, it's not light. And in this process of trying to prove, that everything is static and it's just matter and it's not influenced by our thought, they ended up proving our thoughts influence matter. What you think, what the observer of something thinks, is what's actually happening to the matter. It would take a long time to explain the experiment, but I want you to understand that this is something that changed science. When the scientists understood that what we think is creating a reality, they were pretty surprised. They redid that experiment time and time and time and time and time again. Edward Lorenz, who he was actually oh, he was a weatherman. Edward Lorenz was a weatherman, and he ended up having this understanding about how when he was calculating charts, the very zero point zero 0.01 thing that he decided to round off was the thing that made the difference in trying to predict weather. What he said is, we don't understand that the very flapping of a butterfly's wing goes out into what's called the chaos field, or the random or unpredictable systems, and actually creates predictability. The flapping of a butterfly wings can actually trigger a tornado. Because what he said is, I learned that everything is deeply interconnected. Every action that we have has a reaction. And I'm going to get in here and I want to share a situation. When I was living in Ojai, California, I woke up one morning and it was really early in the morning, and I was really pissed. I got up early and I was a cranky little brat. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm up this early. It's 5 a.m. and duh. And I was like, okay, just, go to the gym. Just stop being such a little brat. Go to the gym. Crabby, I'd shove my stuff in a bag and I'd get in my car and I'm like, I'm out of gas and it's dark and I have to pull over and get gas. And I'm just crabby. And I pull over and I get gas and I put my gas cap on the back of my trunk and I fill up my gas and I drive away. And I hear my gas cap roll off the back of my car. This is an Audi. It's probably really expensive and it's leaves out, so it's probably buried in the leaves. I'll never find it. And I heard my spirit guides say to me, turn it around. And I'm like, what? They're like, turn it around, Kelly. And I'm like, what? And they said, don't you understand that everything you say has a reaction? You are creating a world. You put anger out into the world, you're going to bring angry back all day long. You're going to have a crappy day all day because that's how you started your day. And I was like, fine. And I was like, I'll turn it around and I'm okay. All right, I feel better. And so I got, I'm kind of driving along and I got to my gym and I picked up my gym bag and underneath it was my gas cap. Now you tell me how it got there. I can't explain it to this day. I didn't open my car door. I didn't put my gas cap under there, but this is what I did. Got it. I won't forget that lesson. So it's important to really understand that we are manifesting our entire lives every single day. The butterfly effect. You think it's little, me showing up crabby because I had to get up early and go to the gym? It was affecting not only my day, it was actually affecting everyone's day. There's something in this world called collective consciousness, and we are all affecting each other. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Again, if you have questions, bring them to the end. I want to talk about the Freemasons for a moment. Okay. Everybody's like, oh, the cult, they're a secret society. They are. They're sometimes called the Brotherhood. And there was this very, very courageous man who just has the most lovely energy, who is sharing what it is that he learned. And he said, when I was 14 years old, they were going to start my training in the Brotherhood. And he said, I was inducted at the age of 6, but they didn't really train me much. But, I went to this house and we were flown there, and when we got there, they're like, "Oh yes, that vase over there is $5 million. That chandelier is $20 million. This is," and he said it was the most incredible opulence he'd ever seen. And he said they got me in a room and they put me in the middle of a circle with all these wealthy, wealthy men and women around him, and they said this: "We're going to tell you the secrets of the universe." And he's like, "Whoa, dude, I can't wait." And this is what they said: as within, so without. Okay, let's go have cake. And he's like, wait, what? What? We're done? What does that even mean? And he was told by his uncle, that's what they call his mentor, that this is something that takes a moment to tell you and a lifetime to learn. And he said, it is understanding that the world is a mirror. Who you see yourself as is what is being reflected out into the world. If you want the money that we have in this home, you have to see yourself as wealthy. And if you don't see yourself as wealthy, you're not going to have the money. When he was a little bit older, they brought him back and they put him in the circle. And they said, here's the next thing. 5 minutes in the circle. Take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life. 100%. And they all went and had cake. And he's like, and he said, and it took me another 5 years to learn that. And he said, the universe is not doing things to us. Okay. They do things for us because we are projecting ourselves out into the world. The universe is only doing what, or the little biophotons, if you want to call it that, okay, or God, if you want to call it that, or whatever. Nothing is happening to you. You are creating a reality. This is the secret that the Freemasons have, the Brotherhood has. They wanted to keep the wealth for themselves. That's pretty shitty not to share their secret. Okay? But I love that this man is, and we're gonna learn more of their little secrets as we go through these next two classes. This is critical to understand because it is that projector. Everything inside you is being projected into the world, and it is bringing you situations to help you learn how to love yourself. When you put something out into the world that is of the beauty that you deserve inside, and you understand that you have a birthright to have whatever you want, Okay, unless it's a contract with Source for your highest and greatest learning, you can have it. We'll learn more about that in a moment. The middle of their G, by the way, in the inside of their emblem is a G for G-force. G-force is the incredible power that we have inside of us that can manifest outside of us. We are powerful beings, but we are told, okay, and it's been kept a secret from us that we can actually manifest what we want. And science is finally catching up and understanding that yes, we are programming our world. So last time, your job was to figure out what it is that you want. It was to look in the mirror and figure out who are you? It's to figure out who are you projecting into the world? What are you saying? What are you feeling? What's happening? And today, we're going to do some self-checks for manifesting. We're going to talk about each of these individually. Am I needing to control the how of what's happening? Am I hoping and pleading with God, hoping and pleading with the universe? Am I constantly looking for proof? Do I really want this? Am I a victim to outside circumstances? How am I expressing gratitude? Every one of these is huge. Every one of these is critical to you understanding how to manifest because these self checks are going to make it so that you're actually staying on the path of manifestation. You're not going to dig up your seed. So I want you to think about this. Do you need to control the how? Okay, the how you're manifesting is going to take place, how you're going to get healthy, how you're going to get your partner, how you're going to find a new friend group, how you're going to have money, how you're going to have success, how whatever it is, how you're going to find your joy, whatever it is that you want, are you trying to control it? Because control is rooted in fear, and needing to control it is rooted in doubt. When you have doubt, you dig up your seed. Are you trying to buy lottery tickets? Are you trying to control how you're going to get the money? Are you going on rash diets and workout routines? And because are you trying to control? Now, there's three treasures of wisdom. They are compassion, humility, and the last one is moderation. Live your life in moderation. Be healthy, nothing wrong with it, but trying to control what you're manifesting isn't going to help you. It's going to actually create resistance in your field. Are you working extra hard at work to prove to people that you're worthy? If you have to prove it, you don't think you are. Are you pushing, forcing, making it happen? Fear you won't get it without control says, I don't have it now. So what message are you sending into the world when you're trying to control it? I have to control the outcome because I don't have it. When you say, I don't have it to the world, you're never going to have it. Think about what that's doing. Again, write questions if you have them. This is the other thing. I was at a conference once and an Oriental man got up on stage and he wrote Phukhao. And he said, what does this say? Fuck how. Yep, you're damn right. You have to fuck how. You have to stop trying to ask, how is this going to happen? Okay, use this ancient Chinese wisdom. Fuck how. You cannot ask how it's going to happen. Because if you're doing that, all you're saying to the universe is, it hasn't happened. You're not assuming the position of being what you want to be. You're keeping it in the future, something out there that you don't have, and it's always going to not be here for you. Stop asking how. Stop controlling. Are you hoping and pleading? Look, I'm a good person. Okay, I'm a good person. I really need this. I can help so many people. Bargaining is a good one. I can help so many people if you just give me this thing because I'm really talented and I'm really a nice person. Don't you see what good I can do in this world if you just give me this thing? You're taking all of this and you're putting all the control outside of yourself. When you're bargaining with God, the universe, with life, okay, again, You're saying you don't have it. And we're going to talk about that word hope in a minute. If you're justifying that you deserve it or you're good enough, all you're saying is there's a doubt you're not, or there's a chance that you're not. Don't you see me? You just put up a chance out there that you're not good enough for this. Um, are you in a place of resenting the now? And this is critical. Please understand your now is what you manifested a few days ago. Your now, if it's bigger, is what you manifested 2 weeks ago. That's your now. So if you want to manifest something great for yourself, your now moment is creating your future. So there's this little delay that happens. And when you are recreating you in a really big way, your whole universe is going to restructure itself. When you are learning to recreate you, you have to let the old you get rid of itself. And that takes a little time. So if you're resenting that it's not here yet, I looked in my bank account. I've been manifesting my pants off for a week, Kelly Schwegel. Where is my stuff? Well, give it a moment. You have to be patient with this. If you get into the place of resenting your now, you just told the universe, I don't have it. And what did you do? You dug up your seed. Now, and I do want to tell you this is absolutely huge. Please understand that the majority wins. If the majority of the time you're staying in a good place and you are absolutely assuming your position of what you want, okay, you're feeling that this is you. You are the one with money right now. You are the one with love. You are the one with the success. You are the one with the job. You are the one with the friends. You are the one. And you're assuming that feeling, 55% of the day, you're still manifesting it. The majority wins. Okay. If you screw up and you're going into lack and things like that, it's really how the consistent you is what's going to win and how loud the chatter is. All right. Guys, hope is a 4-letter word. It is. See, HOPE. It's a 4-letter word. I am telling you that hope says there's a chance I'm not going to get this. When you have hope, I really hope this happens. Well, you just said there's a chance it's not going to. So what did you just do with your seed? Is it planted or isn't it planted? Is it going to happen? Are you assuming the position of having it if you just said, I hope it's going to happen? Nope. Pleading only reaffirms your lack. Hope is a chance that you won't get it. You have to, in these situations, know without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't know if many of you saw my Facebook post that I put on my personal page. You're all welcome to be in my personal page. Just friend me. But what happened is that this last week, I basically made $11,000 in 2 days. And it was because in my mind, when I started realty, and I'm not even 4 months in. And when I started, I was like, don't bring me much yet. I've got to learn. Okay, universe, I know how I manifest. And then as I was getting closer, I was like, okay, let's get a little bit. Let's learn how to write some contracts. So I wrote some contracts, but didn't have any transactions. And then last week I was like, I think we're ready. I think we're ready. Boom, there it is. It's insane. Because what I do and what I've always done, even when I just took counseling clients or did work online, what I did is I would actually put my order in for the week. Okay, I'd like 8 clients this week. I've got a busy week. You know what? I'll take 25 this week. We're open. And that's what I would get because I felt inside of me, there's no room for this not to happen. There's just no room for that. Confidence inside of yourself is silent. Insecurities are loud. Okay? Keep this place inside of you of confident knowing. Confident knowing. And that confident knowing is what's going to manifest. There's no chance for this not to happen. Of course it's happening. And I can feel it. I'm already this. Here's another way that we dig up our seed. Constantly looking for proof, checking your account, checking the mailbox, for your win or your something, constantly looking for your moment that you're going to get what you want, weighing yourself, analyzing yourself, scrutinizing your circumstances. You have to walk by faith, not by proof. Okay? Faith is actually saying that I have faith that this is just science. And the universe out here is not like, no, we're not going to give that to you because we don't like you. You're not good enough. It doesn't do that. It basically, you're putting out and programming the world is bringing back to you. That's what happens. And this is not new knowledge. So, how many times in the things that I just said did you find you were digging up your seed? How many times? And I will say it's normal. Do you know how many times I dug up my seed? Oh my good Lord. Tons and tons. It's easy to dig up. Okay. But you can replant. Okay. And remember, the majority wins and try to get more and more and more into that assumption. And if you are manifesting something really big, okay, it is going to take more time. I actually am going to stop here for a moment. And I just want to hear from you guys. How did this hit you? How did this hit you? Anyone's welcome to unmute. And Rebecca, if you want to speak, I see you. Just raise your hand.
When I'm feeling into this stuff, I feel like there's like two me's. There's the me that's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I deserve it. I can have it. I can dream big. I can do this thing. And then there's this other me that's like, oh, no, I don't deserve this in a million years. And then all the lack comes in. And it's like, I feel like a little bit crazy because I'm like, well, which one am I? And how do I choose the nice one instead of the mean one?
Yeah. So and there are some things that are going to happen as you go through. The more that you do the methods, like really assuming the position of you before you fall asleep, subconsciously that's going to start to change. So that's why I said this is why this class is 4 to 8 weeks, because you're going to change slowly over time. And this is why I said this isn't just changing your bank account or your love life or whatever it is that you're doing. This is changing you. And so that doubt is going to quiet over time as you go through. At the end of today, I invited actually three different healers to be here at the end of the call. I'm going to introduce them. They are wonderful. If you would like to work with them to help you on your healing process, because sometimes that doubt is really ingrained. I did a lot of work with people, actually, many people in here I've done work with. These are a lot of my former clients here. The work that we do is in helping you release the self-doubt and the criticizing voice and those kind of things. So if you see yourself getting stuck like that, try working with someone to help you release some of the old patterns. The other thing I will say about that is Michael Seeley is a hypnotist and he has some really great stuff on YouTube. His stuff is like an hour to 2 hours long of meditations or hypnosis meditation because he recommends that you go to sleep to them. I do them awake and I end up in like, hour to hour and a half meditations that are amazing, where I am in just working with myself and working with myself and working with myself to make sure I'm not holding old patterns. Okay, because you're right. You need that tipping point to happen where the other you, somebody said, Deb, she is here. She talked about the devil and the angel, and she said the angel is like your higher self, and the devil's your ego. It totally is. And so it's like all of a sudden the voice of the ego stops, and the angel starts to talk a little bit more. Any other thoughts? Go ahead.
Kelly. Oh,
Oh, sorry. Charlize, you go, and then Karen.
okay. Yeah, I would turn on my camera, but I'm walking in the dark.
You're good.
But I wanted some feedback. So, of course, the manifesting I felt, um, didn't realize I was doing it when I reached out to you quickly. Um, what do we do with those feelings of instability when we're in this stage of like growth and expansion? Because I've gotten to the point where I recognize it, and then there's this shaky feeling underneath, when you're kind of coming out of that smaller energy is,
Yeah.
or do we just sort of observe that and sit with that kind of unstable thing that comes with it?
I'm going to tell you two things, actually three. Meditating does definitely help with that. The other thing is you can ride the wave of the discomfort because it is the discomfort that is leading you into your comfort. You have to, it's almost like the only way out is through. You're going to have uncomfortable times in your life and you're going to have uncomfortable moments, but you got to ride the wave. What can accelerate that are those healers that I'm having show up at the end who are going to stay at the end for you to talk to because they all have techniques to help you release some of the blocks. That's why I invited them, to stay after. Make sense? Karen, you had a question or a comment. Oh, you're muted though.
Okay, I don't have a question, I have a comment. You were talking about hope,
Yes.
and there's a saying that I came across in a book, The 13 Original Clan Mothers by Jamie Sams years ago.
That sounds
And
fun.
yeah, it's a great saying, and I did put it in the chat, but I got to say it out loud, and I want you to hear it.
Okay.
Hope has a hole in it. Trust has you and us in it. Isn't that great?
I love that. Hope does have a hole in it, and it's a four-letter
Right?
word.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I love it. Yeah, please, please. I'm happy you put that in the chat. And I do want to say something. I think I saw someone mention something about the bank account. Yes, we do need to check our bank account to be responsible. But when you're consistently checking it to see if it got better, this is you scrambling and trying to constantly check on the outcome. What we need to do when we're manifesting is we need to put it out there. We need to assume the position and then let it go. You rest and you walk away from it for a while. And then when you get back and you do self checks throughout the day, oop, I got into lack, let me readjust. Oop, I got into lack, let me readjust. Okay. And oh, brain universe, just kidding. I mean this. Okay. You're going to do those things throughout the day, but when it comes to this, you in between, you rest and let it go. That's hard. It is hard. I'm not going to lie and say that it isn't because it is. Any time for one more question, anyone? Okay, let's get back in. So, these were big for us to check. Are you digging up your boulder? But here's some other things. Am I a victim to outside circumstances? Are you putting boulders in your own path? Is your mind telling you that, well, society says it's like this, or the economy is like this, so I can't do anything about it? Science says this, really, because science says something else too. The doctors say this. They say I can't be healed. Okay, well, there you go. You just bought into that. The state of the world is like this. It's a hot mess. There's nothing we can do. It's raining cats and dogs, and that's it. Okay, well, there are the boulders you just put on your path. If you are a victim because the universe is not granting your wish, or someone else is standing in your way of getting what you want, or I can't because syndrome. Okay. I can't because of this. I can't because of that. I can't because of this. This won't happen because. Those are all putting boulders in the way of your path. Do not put them there. Do not put them there. My life is too crazy. Well, then change your mantra. If you think your life is too crazy and you can't settle down enough and you don't have time to do these things, bend time. Time is, you can expand time. Okay. And so basically, I have enough time. My life moves with grace and ease. What a great mantra. I have enough time. Life moves with grace and ease. All right. You're not a victim. You're creating a reality. Watch the boulders. And when it comes to needing to control, hold on. I don't know why I have that there again. There we go. Um, this is another one. Sorry, this is right in the way. Do I really want this? You have to ask yourself this as you're going through too. You need to speak your own truth. I remember I was trying to manifest getting to a particular place, to getting to a particular thing in the place that I was at. When my internal truth was, I don't want to be here. I felt obligated to be where I was. I felt obligated where I was. And so I was trying to manifest something in a place that I didn't want to be. But I wasn't really speaking that truth because I felt obligated to be where I was. The other thing is in the do I really want this? Are you trying to manifest for others because it's better for other people, but it's terrible for you? I know we think of our kids. I do get that. That's what the mother phase it does. I do get that. But there are parts that you can manifest for you. Is what you're manifesting true to what you really want? The other thing, speak your truth. Are you limiting yourself? Are you keeping yourself too small? Are you lying to yourself about this? Are you thinking you can't have something? I said this last time and I'm going to say it again. Please hear me. The universe does not know, or God, or the world we live in, all these little biophotons, they don't know the difference between 100 pennies and $100 million. They don't know the difference. They're not like, oh, oh, whoa, 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 hey, fancy pantsy, you're getting a little too big for your britches there. Okay, it's not doing that. It doesn't know the difference. Okay, what do you want? Are you staying in a relationship too long? Are you staying in a friendship group, in a partnership, in a place, in a work environment? Are you staying there too long? You've heard and heard and heard this isn't the place for you, but you're not willing to move. Okay? Sometimes until we close a door, the other one doesn't open. And this is an inside job we have here, an inside job. And it is all about living your truth. And if you want to stay where you are, stay where you are. That's not my business. But I am telling you, your truth internally is what's being manifested. The other thing that we need to talk about today is this piece about gratitude. So this is saying, how am I expressing gratitude? Gratitude is amazing, you guys. Having a gratitude journal, amazing. But if you're saying something like, "Oh, thank you for this penny. I appreciate this penny." Are you saying that's all you have? Are you limiting yourself? I'm so grateful for all the bills that I have. Yes, I'm being grateful. Thank you for all the bills. Well, then you're just manifesting more bills. I'm grateful for my awful boss. I'm going to be positive. Hey, thank you for bringing me this boss who is abusive and micromanaging me. Okay. If you're grateful for the wrong thing, you're going to bring more. What you want to do is be in the positive and be in the now with gratitude. If you're saying, thank you for the money that's going to be coming to my account, well, it's always going to be coming. It's not here. I want you to assume position of already having it. Thank you for that amazing money that I just got. And here's a technique to use with your gratitude. I want you to put yourself in the position that you already have what you want. And I want you to look at your actual now, and I want you to talk about that being way in the past. Here's an example. I'm an actress. I really want this big role. That's what I'm absolutely trying to manifest. So here's how I'm going to talk my gratitude. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for this, and speak it out loud, guys. Go to your bathroom, go somewhere private, do it on a walk, wherever, drive in your car and talk to your heart's content. Thank you so much for everything that I just got. This role is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The people I'm working with they're wonderful. This role, I remember way back when I was wanting this role and how desperate I was. And then I took this manifesting class and I learned how to manifest, and all of this came to me. I'm thank you for it being here right now. I remember when, okay. Put your past in the past. Assume you're now. Talk it out loud. Put these things out into the world. Speaking it out, even though silence, your stuff is silent, when you're silent in your own space, then you could talk out loud about what you're manifesting. All right, in the positive, in the now. The people in your life are going to doubt you. if you've got this great thing that you are manifesting and people are like, and you say to your family members, well, I'm really working to manifest this. I'm working on it. You're manifesting? What the? Okay. You know what? But I work by realities. So you go and, pop your bonbons and sit by the side of the pool going, I'm manifesting, but I'm going to work. Watch me work. That is an old paradigm. That is an old paradigm. And why is it that the Freemasons, the Brotherhood, have all this money and they kept all of this a secret to keep you in the war of work and debt? So you go ahead, keeping you let them be in their war of work and debt. Did you ever hear that saying from the Bible? They know not what they do. They don't know. You're not going to convince anyone who is a skeptic that this is great. You're not going to convince someone who is not ready to hear it. 90% of the souls who have incarnated into these beautiful bodies onto this earth are in a place where they need to be stuck in their pain and in the war of work and debt, the war of loneliness, the war of illness and pain. If you are here, you are called here. You are not meant for that. Keep what you're doing with your manifesting your private beauty. This is an inside job. Don't try to convince anyone. It's not going to help you. And we're going to get deeper into that next time. And here's the other piece. This is Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer is the very first guru I ever listened to. Good Lord, his book, actually, I listened to it on CD, if that tells you how long ago I listened to it. It was called Inspiration, and it changed my world. And one of the things that he said, which is what my spirit guides have always said, is that you are a piece of God. This isn't blasphemy. You're a little piece of God. And you guys, our brains, our human conditioning, what we've gone through in this world, all of our ego talking to us has made us believe that we're not. And if you don't believe in God, then just believe your love, please, because you're a piece of love. And this internal beauty that you carry inside of you is not in lack. Do you think God would ever come here and be in lack? God's not in lack. You're not in lack. Your brain and society has told you you are in lack. Your training in your life has told you you're in lack. You are amazing. You are powerful. You are beautiful. That is not lack. When I started this journey of manifesting, I never would have imagined who I became. I never would have imagined. I wouldn't have imagined that I could have this joy, this internal peace, this abundance, this beauty that I'm living in. I couldn't see it. I was stuck in my lack. And we are little pieces of God. And you have a birthright to be as wealthy, healthy, loved, supported, partnered, friended as you want. You are powerful. One of the things that my spirit guides have said for years is they're like, good God, you humans complicate everything. You complicate everything with your mind. You make everything really hard, even manifest or even meditating. You think you need to hold your fingers and do this thing and do it for a particular amount of time. And they're like, no, you just shut up for a minute. Okay. If you can, and in our next classes, we're going to learn about quieting the mind. Okay. We're going to learn about stepping into the bigness of who you are. You're so much more powerful than you think you are. So much more. You're little pieces of God, and you have a birthright to be abundant. That also says you're this beautiful being who is radiating health and beauty. And I do want to say this. If you roll around in the mud with pigs, don't expect not to get dirty. And let me explain that. Who you surround yourself with, it does affect you. because their little biophotons are entering into you. And if you're constantly surrounding yourself with negative people who are complainers, who are all these things, right? Don't expect to roll around in the mud with pigs and not get dirty. And I'm not calling them pigs. This is just a way to explain it. Okay? If you're rolling around in that kind of energy all the time, you're going to assume that energy too. We are affected by each other's energy. And it doesn't mean that you are like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't vibrate with me and I can no longer be your friend. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to kind of maybe drift away quietly, step away quietly. Because another thing that my guides have always said is this: if you get these little hints that this isn't where you belong and you don't move you, well, then the universe has to move you and it's going to be painful. If you're getting the hints that you're rolling around in the mud with pigs, okay, at work, that's not the work you're supposed to be in. That's not the partnership. That's not the friendship group. That's not the experience. Listen, understand it is affecting you. So let's review the process and then we're going to take some questions. Know what you want. Imagine, get your imagination going. That's the process. Do the two-chair method and assume. Assume the reality of having it now. Keep catching those old patterns, those old beliefs. Shift inside of you those behaviors. Shift your identity. Do you realize how beautiful and powerful you are? I don't care how many shitty things you've done in your life. What my guides have said to me is, over on this side, we don't believe in right or wrong. We believe in experiences. So when you do stupid, dumb, hurtful, nasty, wrong things, we're not over here judging you. We're going, oh, what a teachable moment. Okay? Shift and then rest and let it go. And remember, this, put this in, be consistent. Stay strong. Don't quit. Most people will try to manifest, and when they don't get it right away, they will give up. It takes time. You have to consistently assume. This is the Four of Cups in tarot. It's also called discontent and boredom. It's a man who behind him has all the glorious rainbows and castles and green lush land right there, but he's turned away, only seeing that it's not there yet. Okay? Don't turn away. Just stay strong. Don't be the man in the Four of Cups. All right? Be the person who stays strong. And usually, right at the end, it gets the hardest. And we're going to talk about that next time, too. And here are your phases. You have been in the last week, hopefully, catching your lack, your limitations, your self-image, the things that you're saying. You are learning to assume what you want in life. You are learning to become it right now. And that is rewiring your brain for abundance. And what's going to happen next is you are going to start to become your abundance. You're going to let your seeds blossom. You're going to learn how not to dig them up. So in the next week, stick to it. Do those self-checks. Am I digging up my seed? Keep imagining. Keep doing the two chairs if you need. If you know where you want to be in your chair, keep doing it. I still do my two chairs. I love it. I go to my place that I know I'm manifesting all the time. It's beautiful there. Okay? Believe, 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 believe. Know. Know that there's no option for it not to happen. Keep observing yourself. Keep observing how you're showing up in life. Okay? Your homework. Be consistent. Be consistent in your manifesting. Watch what you're projecting into the world. Catch your limitations. Practice and assume. That's it. So, Questions. We have 2 minutes before the hour is up. I'm going to take a few questions, and then if you would like to wait and stay, and those three healers are going to talk about the work that they do, you're welcome to stay after. But before we go on, questions.
My hand's up.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't have a question. I have another comment.
Okay.
All right. So, it's don't quit. So I'm suggesting rephrase that to keep going.
That's
Because
much more positive way to say it.
the way the mind works is it doesn't register the don't, it registers the
Right.
quit.
Yeah.
And which is why a 2-year-old, when you say no, they do the opposite of what you're telling them not to do. The mind works in the same fucking way. So keep going.
I
Persever.
love it. I love it. Thank you, Karen. I also see someone on the phone said, so why do we go to church then? A church can inspire you. If you go to church and you're inspired, go to church. Many people find God inside of ourselves. But if you're not at the place where you can find it inside of yourself, if you're not an old enough soul who understands that that's even a concept, you're going to have to go to church to find it. Okay. Jim, are you speaking? No? Okay. All right. Anyone else? Any comments?
And a question.
Yes.
It's about manifesting the perfect partner. This might take longer than 1 minute to answer, but I'm just like sort of toying with the idea, like when I'm thinking about, oh, my perfect partner, but yet acknowledging that no person is perfect at the same time. So it's like, how do you like walk that balance beam?
Well, partnership is hard. One of the other hats that I wear is couples counseling, and I will tell you that partnership takes work. But you're going to know that when you're in the perfect partner, right? When you bring your partner in, you want to ask yourself, first of all, under what circumstances did I bring this partner in? Did I bring it in a place of lack, in desperation? Okay, that you have to understand. Oh, yeah, I did bring this in desperation. Is it really, is this where you want to be? If it's where you want to be, then what you want to do is you want to say, are we growing together? Am I happy? Am I able to move with this person? If it's not abusive, do you feel fulfilled as you're learning and growing together? You're going to work through hard times. It's the way it works. You have to ask yourself, am I inside happy where I'm at with this person? Or am I staying for reasons that have nothing to do with my joy? Am I staying because for other people? Am I staying for my kids? Am I staying because I think I should? Am I staying because people will be mad at me if I leave? Okay, if all of those are there, it's probably not your person, right? So again, you just have to do that self-check as you move through. Are we moving together? Okay. Any other?
So one more question for me.
Yeah.
So are we saying that there's no God and there's everything is just energy and protons?
No, no,
There
no.
is a God.
Yes, of course. But the way that my guides, yes. Well, but I can't tell anyone else what to believe. I believe there is a God. And
Mm,
the way that I look at the God, it's for my own personal belief, is it's not a man with a white beard. It's energy and this knowledge, existence, consciousness, conscious energy. And the way that my guides told me a long, long time ago, and I'm not teaching you to believe this is just what I was told. But what they
mm-hmm,
said to me is that, God will fractal off pieces of itself that become individual souls. And those individual souls continue to grow and learn, grow and learn, grow and learn to become oneness, with all that is. One of the people who I'm going to introduce tonight did a session on me today, and I literally got into oneness. It was incredible, and saw something inside of me that I was still holding about abundance. But that oneness, when I felt it, I was like, she's like, and where are you? I'm like, I am just in energy. And it was like this feeling of oneness that was incredible.
Hey,
So,
Kelly.
yep.
So something I learned a long, long time ago is God is an acronym, stands for the grand organized design.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We're we're all it. It is part of all of us, and it's a part of everything and everyone.
Yeah.
So there you have it. It's
Yeah.
not outside of us.
Yeah. And I don't want to ever dictate what someone believes about their religion or what someone believes
Right.
about God. I just have my own personal.
Me too.
Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. If you would like to stay after, I'm going to invite Rebecca. I'm going to invite Aurora, and I'm going to invite Adriana to stay, and we're going to bring you forward a little bit. So, Rebecca, would you like to go first since you have a lot going on right now? I'm going to pin you. Let's see if I can pin you. Maybe you have to. There you go. All right. I cannot hear you. Let me unmute you. I'm saying ask to unmute. Did you get a message to unmute?
Yes.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just introduce a
Okay.
little bit about Rebecca. Rebecca,
Sure.
it really,
Go.
I've never seen someone who has been able to heal the physical body the way that she can. And she's so unique and so positive when she does it. My wrists, I was born with wrist defects, and I had a very, very big operation where they put cadaver parts in my wrist, and it was like swollen, like really bad. And she went in and she did this work, and like that afternoon, I'm like, it's flat. Well, it's not flat. You can see it'll never be flat. Ooh, hi, what did I just manifest? So, but it was crazy, and it happened so quickly. Rebecca's amazing. Tell them about yourself, Rebecca.
Well, thank you, Kelly. I am also an acupuncturist, but I do all this other remote work as well. And because we are all what Kelly says, we're photons and frequency, and so I have found a way to get into other people's fields and manipulate and change the frequency and the field of that. And so, for swelling on her wrist, I went in and saw the new way that her wrist should be and the way that it should align. And God followed me, or frequency followed me. And so, and just the physical happens to be the most easy quantitative way because people notice something physically. But when you're talking about like digging up your seed and all of that, some of those doubts have been in there for a very, very long time, and we all have them. And so, I have a couple different ways that I do things. One is the way that Kelly experienced it, where it's like kind of just go in and work on one specific thing. And then I have another way where I go in and go through all of your chakras and um, tell you everything that I see, and it's more comprehensive. Sorry. And then from there, it's almost a little shamanic if anybody's ever had any kind of. So I'll see things in images and I'll tell you everything that happens. And then, in addition to seeing it, the healing takes place. So if some of you are also having a hard time with thoughts and kind of, I love this exercise that you're doing where you're noticing, like, okay, what are my repetitive thoughts? So even if you guys did want a session and you want to work on the repetitive thoughts, we can go in and work on that as well, plus physical stuff or whatever you want. And for your group, my normal rate is 120 for the full spectrum, like the everything, all through the chakras and everything is 120. Um, but for you guys, I'll take 25 off. And if you want just the more specific one or two things and don't really care about much else, that is 75, and I'll do it for 55 for this group. And
Really
my
generous.
email is inharmonyhealer.com. Can you hear that okay?
Yeah, but I would put it in the chat so that people can actually see
Okay,
it.
okay, thank you. And if any of you also, my name is Rebecca Harmon, and that's how it is on Facebook. If any of you aren't sure and you want to be put on a mailing list, or anything, just go to Messenger, say I'm in Kelly's group, and I'll add you to that. And then I sometimes throw out specials in there too. So, and thank you so much. And I want to hear everybody's, but Kelly knows I have a lot going on, and I will put that in the chat. And I only have 5% of my phone left, so I can't really listen to anybody else, but I want to hear everybody else. Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much. Okay. Mwah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Okay. So next, let me see where I can find. Who do I see next? Oh, hello. Let's get Adriana up here. So I'm going to pin you, Adriana. I just found her video. Okay, so this is Adriana. And Adriana, when my father passed, she brought me through some deep internal healing that I was so grateful that she was there to actually walk me through some of the anger that I was holding. And I was able to get these emotions out. But I'm going to tell you, she does so much more than that. Please tell them your arsenal of trainings that you have, Adriana, and I will let you speak and take it from here.
Thank you. Thank you. So first and foremost, Kelly is my original teacher in this world. So it's so much to be grateful for her because I'm a completely different person from when I met her 8, 9 years ago. I don't even know how long to now. So I'm really grateful for that. And so my career started in accounting and understanding that your net worth is really your self-worth. Now understanding that, putting that together, and energy is really everything. And so being in gratitude is more like your assets, whereas your liabilities are more like, the trauma, the emotional blocks, and, that repetitiveness, all those things. You don't realize how much is holding you back. And a lot of those emotional blocks, we are like, oh no, let's just think positive. And sometimes it needs that energy to move forward. And it's almost like, yes, you can do it yourself as well, of course. And there's so many YouTube tutorials and Kelly and all her words and everything. But there's times where it's like we need a little bit of help to like get the stubbornness out to a certain extent. And so I guide people through so many different practices. So with Reiki, breath work, emotion code, ancestral healing, I do some past life stuff, you name it. I don't remember anything else right now, but I love this work so much. I'm very passionate about helping people more with perfectionism, with people pleasing. We don't realize how much, we're ingrained in something from our parents or from just our lifestyle. And it's like, ooh, like we're still playing